I have no idea just what the hell I just watched. Okay, so I haven't played the video game. So I played about, because my friend lent me the first video game, and I played about the first 20, 30 minutes, and then I had some stuff to do, so I didn't really finish it. So I'm coming into as a guy who have not played the video game. So I'm just watching it as a TV show. You know what? Here's the thing here. As a guy who appreciates storytelling, but specifically bold storytelling, I do appreciate the bold move in killing Joel. But this is where you've got to be very careful here. And this is where you now have a difference between a video game and a TV show. You see, for a video game, it's a lot more intimate. It's a lot more intimate, where you are truly one with the character and you're fully following the character. So the kind of experience you have of actually playing the story via a video game is very different from just watching the story from the outside in. I think this is going to be very key how you do this. So bold move to kill off Joel, bold move, but you have to be able to still have strong anchors going through. So I'm sure that in the video game, maybe because of your experience playing as Ellie and just how close you are to that character, because of the experience of having to control them and going through stories with them and doing so much more stuff. Again, look, when you're playing a video game, there's a lot more meat on the bone. And because remember, so let's say like you're trying to do a level, you're hacking down guys, you're trying to find ways to go. You really get one with that character. For example, I'm currently playing Alan Wake 2, which right now my there's like a freaking bug at the game, which means I can't carry on the game, but it's fine. But even when I played Alan Wake 1, and I played Alan Wake 2, because you spend so much time with Alan Wake, you grow attached to him and you feel a very close bond with him based on just how much time you spend with him in trying to find out puzzles, find out places to go, trying to defeat this boss or trying to and go through this whole level. So, and I think the issue that this has had is we all grew attached to Joel, not necessarily with how he was written, but because Pedro Pascal is a great actor. Now, he was written pretty good, like the writing was pretty good, but I think his performance is amazing because Pedro Pascal is literally the guy doesn't miss. Like ever since Game of Thrones, this guy doesn't miss. This dude from Chile is a very, very good actor. Like he's a very, 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 very good actor. And this is what I want to display right now. Bella Ramsey is a really good actor. And see, you have to be understanding. See, take from a guy who used to act, went to auditions, has made films, been involved in film productions, and just really understands the whole idea of casting, filming, script writing, and everything. Bella Ramsey is acting supremely well. Her acting has been on point. Her character might be the most moronic character ever. As an actor, my job is to stay true to what the person has written. As an actor, I can't be like, oh, that's what you wrote, but let me just do it some other way. No, I have to be one with, really, it's the director. So the director says, this is the scripts, and these are and we have to come to the idea of the emotions that comes to it. The director is the head honcho. Everybody, the actor, the production designer, the screenwriter, the costume designer, they are the director's bitch. So but they are the director's bitch. So the actor is the director's bitch. Like literally, my friend, who's like a professional director right now, when I used to do films, when I was the actor and he was the director, he literally told me that, you're my bitch. Because what I say, you have to freaking do. So Bella Ramsey is merely doing what the director is telling her to do from the script, which is, you're a moron. So it's not her fault. It's what it calls for her. And let's deal with this whole crap about how, oh, she doesn't look like the character in the game and she looks weird and everything. She's acting on point. Whether she looks like the character or not, who gives a freaking damn? Is the performance on point? Because the most important thing is her performance good? And her performance is great. Her performance has been on point because again, like the so remember she's English and the American accent is fully on point. None of that's clairvoyant trash. The emotions are on point, and just how she's just navigating the character is great. The writing of the character is freaking garbage. And I've not played the game, so I just want the guys to tell me from guys who played the game, is Ellie this moronic? Because I'm watching this because that's why I wanted us to do like a review of the whole season. But I think this last episode, I'm watching and I'm like, are you dumb or are you stupid? Because when they broke down what Joel did, I'm like, Abby has every right to blow his head off. Just, he has every right to blow his head off. So having that knowledge, you're still going for revenge against a literal army and literal soldiers. You're just people from the road. You're just from the road. And you want to now go against highly trained soldiers for revenge? So, I mean, it's extremely stupid. And just some of the decisions that were made were just completely dumb. And I think, like, here's the thing. The direction is amazing. The direction is amazing. Some of the writing is really, really good. And some of the performances are great. Pedro Pascal, one of my favorite actors, and a guy who I fully rep, Jeffrey Wright. Oh, Jeffrey Wright, he's freaking amazing. He's super amazing. But even as good as he is, the way the story has been told, it's so sort of fragmented. And now I'm hearing about how they've changed the structure from how it is in the game. And as I'm watching, I'm like, okay, so there's these wolf factions, then there's this like super religious people who pretty much lynch people and cut their torsos open, and it's just stuff is just all over the freaking place. And by the time you get to the end of the season, it's like, and this is the key thing: do I care? Because for me, I'm out. Like for me, I'm not watching the season 3 because at the end of the season, I was like, okay, look, I gave you a chance to see whether you could carry this without Pedro Pascal, and you failed. Because between Dina, Abby, freaking Ellie, there is no character here I care for. And if there's no character you care for, who cares? It's like when you're watching The Wire, like for me, one of my favorite characters in The Wire was D'Angelo Barksdale. And I was invested in his storyline because I was like, bro, I want to know what happens to him. And I want to know where his story is going to go. Same thing with Stringer Bell. I want to know where his story is going to go. Tony Soprano. I want to know where his story goes. Walter White. I want to know where his story goes. You have to have a character that you care about. And my question is this, to these writers, which one of these characters do you think audiences care for? They can't care for Ellie because it's like she's a moron. And let's bring in our dear friend Abby. Now, this I knew going through because people were going crazy with The Last of Us Season 2, The Last of Us Part 2, the video game. Because there's this guy that I watched, he's like one of my video game guys, because there's a guy I watched called Marlon Gaming Nation, amazing. But this guy I've watched since '07, which is Angry Joe Show. So Angry Joe did a review of The Last of Us Part 2, and they showed what Abby looks like. And my thing is, because I was like, okay, this woman looks like a tree trunk, but she looks imposing. She basically looks like people say, like, like Brock Lesnar's daughter. Like she basically looks like a hefty UFC fighter, or she looks like someone that you see in the Olympics for the shot puts, or she looks like a weightlifter. She looks like an Olympic weightlifter. This Abby in this show, she looks like someone, if you blow her, she'll break in half. And why I think it's a suspension of disbelief is the way they talk about Abby is she's like this strong leader, massive military type, tough as nails. And I'm like, oh, okay. But then I look at her and I'm like, I'm sorry, I'm not taking orders from someone who looks like that. Like, I'm not taking orders from a twig. I respect twigs. Shout out to my twigs out there. I'm not taking orders from a twig. I'm not going into battle for a twig. So, you see, the way Abby is represented in the video game, maybe say, oh, she's tough as nails. You're like, yeah, she looks like she could beat you. She looks like she could beat me up. Like the Abby in the video game looks like she could probably beat me up because she looks like a damn Hulk. This Abby, I could literally break her in 2 seconds with my eyes closed. I could break her in 2 seconds with my eyes closed. And this is just where casting is very important. Because again, so it goes back to the whole thing of like with the Ellie. She's fine. She's fine. Because all Ellie needs to look like is just like a regular girl. And that's it. And what this now regular girl now has to do to overcome these crazy odds that she's going through is fine. But this is just bad casting because there is a reason why she was made to be muscly. Like, because it's similar to when I say that Wolverine has to be short. There is a reason why he's made short because it's part of the storyline. There's a reason why Abby looked like that because it's part of what her character's about. And I think that just knowing from what I know from The Last of Us Part 2, it is the physical representation of a villain. Because you're looking at what Ellie looks like and she's going up against someone like that. Do you know what it's like? I remember Todd McFarlane speaking about it. It was when Todd McFarlane, who created Spawn, when he was creating Venom, and he said that, think of like Spider-Man is like this. But I want Venom to be like this. So Venom has to physically be imposing. So not only is he a villain, but you have to just see the kind of physical obstacle that Peter Parker has to go up against, trying to say what's up against Venom. So again, just looking at what Abby looks like, and just that physical representation of somebody who is literally 2-3 times bigger than Ellie, it adds to the kind of villainous nature of what she represents and just the kind of obstacle. But then the reason why it gets complicated is that she's not just a mere. See, Venom is just evil for no reason. The Joker is just evil for no reason. Sauron is just evil for no reason. You killed my father. I'll come back and I'll kill you. So, Ellie, once you realize that this guy went ahead and killed a father that was a doctor who they were trying to create a cure. So, and this is why it feels so weird. Like, how do I now? So, this isn't Bella Ramsey's fault. It's a story. It's a storytelling fault because how am I supposed to empathize with you? Because all I'm thinking of right now is, wait, you're getting revenge for what? Revenge for Joel. Wait, what Joel did was stupid, and Joel, he deserved to be killed. Based on what he deserved to be killed by the daughter of the father that he killed. So again, as I'm watching this, I'm like, I'm sorry, Ellie, I can't root for you. Why should I root for you? And if there's no one you can root for, no one you can empathize, how do you watch something? Because you have to have somewhat of an emotion towards something. And in a story like this, you have to have someone you can root for. You've got to have your villain and you've got to have your heroic figure. Even if these characters are shades of grey, you can have characters that are shades of grey, cool. Having a moronic character is crazy. I'm sorry. Because, again, a good example is, perfect example, Scarface. Tony Montana is a bad man. He's a moron. He's stupid. He's overtly emotional. And what he did to Manny is unforgivable. So the guy, he's just an extremely nasty individual. Now, some guys may view him as cool, but I say, no, this guy's a nasty individual. But do you know why it was so compelling? It's because of how good the writing is, how well the character is drawn, and just how interesting the character is. Beyond just an amazing performance, it's just how well Oliver Stone wrote that character. And I was like, this guy's a moron. He's an idiot. I'm not rooting for him, but I'm still fascinated by him. I'm just fascinated just by how unhinged and just how insane and psychotic this character is. So that is where you can now sort of be compelled to a story, even if you're not rooting for someone, make the character compelling. the way they've written Ellie, she's not compelling. I'm like, no, you're just stupid in a very annoying way. Tony Montana is stupid and crazy, but in an entertaining, intriguing way. You're just stupid in a stupid way where, like, no, you're just dumb. I mean, because again, as much as Tony Montana is a moron, bro, this guy is dead poor, coming from nothing, lacks education, who knows what his background is, and he's merely a product of his environment. So he just went ahead and just tried to just get as much money as he wanted and just try to just take it all. Again, the world is your oyster. And you can sort of, even if you're like, bro, chill, I can still understand how he operated and just how unhinged he was based on how Oliver Stone presented that character. But for Ellie, I'm like, I'm sorry, I can't empathize with you. I cannot empathize with you the way I can empathize with a Tony Montana because really, they've just made her so. Bro, as I was watching this, I was like, so you're going on this revenge mission, even though you know that Joel was killed by the daughter or the father that he killed in cold blood due to selfish reasons. And I should still empathize with you for that? Nah, bro. Nah. Look, so and my thing, because it ends with where it's like with like so basically going from Abby's perspective. Nah, I'm out. Nah, I'm out. I'm sorry. Like again, look, I get nothing, no offense to the actress or anything. I'm sure she's going to do a good job, but I just don't find it is compelling, you know. And I just think that at the end of the day, to be honest, he held this was the glue to the whole show. And fine, take the risk of like killing him and everything. I felt that the way they killed him, it was too rushed. And they could have held on to that more through the season. I think they blew their load a bit too early. You could have saved that killing much later on in the season and really built up his character a lot more and built up to that moment. But once that moment happened, I think in the second episode, I was like, okay, look, the show has just never recovered because once you lose an anchor that strong and don't have a replacement anchor, it's insane. Because again, in Game of Thrones, once you lost an initial anchor, you had another anchor, and another anchor, and another anchor, and the storyline just got a lot bigger, a lot more interesting, and a lot more dynamic. So yeah, man, nah. I mean, shout outs to guys. I'm sorry, but I'm not watching the whole show through Abby's eyes, bro. That's nah, 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 nah.